Hello. Whoops. Wrong camera. Okay. Sorry about that. Wrong camera chosen for coming on. Welcome. Way to start out the new year. little misstep on the tech there. Welcome. So excited for this year. I don't know if you had a chance to if you're on here, chances are you follow my Facebook page. So you saw that yesterday I posted a whole bunch of events, and January is just full of events. In fact, let me just go out there for those that may be newer to the group real quick. I'm going to take you out. So down here, right here, over here, DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com. That is my website, and most of you know that, and you know how to sign up events and all that good stuff. I'm going to take you out there real quick just so you can get an idea of what January is looking like. So my LLC, my business name is Octopus Digital LLC. So if you see things come to you via email, do not be alarmed. That is me. If you go to DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com, it'll actually take you straight to the calendar page. So you won't see that home landing page. But this is what January looks like. So we have our project recipe tonight. And these free events, the reason why you should sign up, and I see that 8 of you have, is because you will get the PDF of this recipe, number one. And you also get a reminder. You'll get the link to the PDF, I should say, and you'll get a reminder about when the event is happening. So that's the reason why you should sign up, even for the free events. And then some of the paid events, like Scrappy Happy Hour, this Sunday at Cherry Hill Ice Cream. Of course, some of them that include supplies and whatnot. You can see more details, and you can purchase your tickets for things like that, or like Jumpstart, which is sold out. So this is what January looks like. Now, I haven't filled in the rest of February here. And I need to, so this retreat to the river, actually goes through Sunday. So, but it's weird the way my website is. So I have to put them in as separate events, unfortunately. So anyway, the only thing that's in for February right this second is God Moments and the retreat. But of course, you know, I will be nearly as busy as this month. So, but we will talk more about that in just a second. So if you haven't gotten the project recipe for tonight, then you will want to go out to Daytona Area Scrapbooking and RSVP so that you get the link for the project recipe. That is the only way to do that. All right, so let's get going with the other thing. And so many of you have already said hi, hello, and welcome to Kathleen, who's watching on YouTube. Oh, good, Kim, you are all set. So we do have an in the feed drawing tonight, and the way to get entered is to like and comment. So you do have to say hi to us, and that's all you have to say. Hello. You don't have to say anything more extensive than that, but just let us know you're here, and that's how you get entered to win. Okay, so these are kind of in order for the month. I'm going to just go through them real quick. I already talked about Scrappy Happy Hour. It's really hard, January, you know. Sometimes I do them at wine places, but I am doing dry January, so I'm not going to have them at the wine place. But I know a lot of us are trying to get healthy too, New Year's resolution, and we're having it at an ice cream place on Saturday. But your $15 fee, in addition to including the supplies for a 2-page spread, use of tools and adhesive at the class, and a simple sleeve, which have been sold out forever, but they're back in stock. You will also get ice cream or beverage of your choice. You can just have a coffee or water if you're trying to cut down on the ice cream, but they also do have sugar-free ice cream there at Cherry Hill. And they also have like non-dairy and all kinds of stuff. So anyway, come join us for an afternoon scrapbook and ice cream break on Sunday. And hi, Bree. Okay, so then next Tuesday is Tool Time with Tara. Now, these are some new punches in case you missed it. These are the 2 newest punches. They just came out today. I had to order them today. I had to pay for 2 days shipping in order to get him here in time for next Tuesday. But I'm super excited to get them. So the punch is a tab punch. So I literally just for my cousin made a paper album for Christmas with little pullouts. So they're Disney Vacation Club members and they love Disney and they are so generous and they don't let me pay for things like, I can't pay for lunches because you can do that like on the app. But when we go out to eat, my cousin's husband he will not let me pay for anything. So I have to come up with creative ways to like send them cash. So this year I like sent him a little like a pull out album with all these little pullouts, and they've like pulled out $20 bills. I wish I had that 2 weeks ago. So and then the little tag border maker cartridge is really, it's those little things that are always in the sketches. You know what I'm talking about. I can't even think of the name of it now. But anyway, you tune in next week. I don't need to talk about all that now. Jumpstart January sold out. Bless you all. We have sold this out. We are going to raise some serious money for the veterans. I cannot wait. So look for an email about shirts. Some of you already saw that on Facebook. You do not have to be attending the event to purchase a shirt. I do have a waiting list for the event. It is 2.5 weeks out. Things happen. People get sick. The sign up was so long ago that what happens is I'm going to send out the reminder this week, and I'm probably going to get a few emails back saying, oh my goodness, I can't believe I signed up for this 4 months ago. I can't come. I have this and such. So if you want to be on the cancellation list, the waiting list, let me know. And then this is the shirt. It says Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Scrappiness. And it's a super fun shirt. And then it says Scrappy Ladies raising money for local veterans, Daytona area scrapbooking. So our colors will be red, white, and blue since we're raising money for local veterans. And so if you want to purchase this shirt, and Wanda, I'm not doing a Zoom. I'm still trying to figure out how we can get people that aren't able to attend to participate, especially, throughout the year when we do these fundraiser crops. But for now, there won't be a Zoom crop. It's just too much to manage because we're going to have nearly 50 people in the room. So let's see. Yeah, so we're going to have lots of fun. But you can purchase this shirt on my website, regardless if you're attending the event, if you just like the shirt. And it's a great shirt. It's super soft, V-neck. And okay, so this is coming up next week, Friday. Sorry, bear with me. We got a busy month and some of them are new type of events like this one. What the heck is this? Okay, so a lot of people have a New Year's resolution to get their stuff organized. And so with that, I decided I need to do that for our scrapbooking stuff. So I went back and forth on how to do this, how to accomplish this in person or online. I decided that I was going to do it on Facebook Live, and if there'll be separate lives so that you don't have to watch 3 hours of video. So they'll be smaller. I do sometimes get chatty, but I don't think it's going to take me 30 minutes to show you different ways that you can organize. I might just finish one and start another. We'll see. Because this is the first time. Like I said, I've never done this. I do a live every Tuesday, and I have since COVID, but this is a new thing for me. Anyway, so we're going to do organizing printed photos at 6 p.m. and that'll mainly focus on power sort and different things. And then 6:30, organizing small tools and embellishments. 7, organizing punches and trimmers. 7:30, organizing paper. 8 is power layouts. So the reason why I felt like it was so important for me to squeeze this in at the beginning of the month is many of you, or 60 of you, are attending the retreat in St. Simon's. And so you might want to do some power layouts and get ready, even though the room is massive and you have an 8-foot table and you can bring all the stuff and you don't have to be necessarily as organized. Some of our venues are not that generous with space. And one thing I've noticed in the last year is the increase in wagons. And I know some of you on here not only have owned a wagon for a long time, some of you maybe got a wagon for Christmas. So you're just ready to bring all that stuff. So this is my attempt to help you get a little organized so you don't have to feel like you have to bring everything, and maybe you'll get more accomplished if that's your goal. Okay, so, and then with that, in addition to information, there'll also be specials. So that'll be that won't be from Creative Memories, they'll be from me. So they'll be, if you purchase certain things, you'll get certain things, that kind of thing. That kind of thing. Oh, I've used the word thing many times in that sentence. Okay, so that is Happy New Year. Get organized with Creative Memories next Friday night. If you cannot make it, no problem, because they'll be recorded. They'll be on Facebook Live and YouTube, and you can watch them on there at your leisure. However, the specials will be time sensitive, and they will be like for the weekend. So you'll want to make time to watch them during the weekend at some point. And just so happens it's in conjunction with the January virtual crop. So you can get organized and make a couple pages, and maybe you'll win some CM credits. So next weekend should be fun. Now, I've been doing this 24 years, almost 24 years in July. I've been with Creative Memories and helping busy people preserve their photos and memories at in-person, and in the last few years, online events. If you have just started the year and you're thinking, what else, what is this? What does she have to do? What do I have to do? Is this something for me? Maybe you just want to save some money. Maybe you want to support your own Scrappy habit. Raise your hand out there if that's you. Or maybe you're looking to make a little change in your life, or do something like run events or host scrapbooking things. So anyway, like I said, I've been doing this nearly 24 years. I would love to sit down, have a coffee. So this isn't a one-on-one. This is whoever is interested, come to Copperline Coffee, Port Orange, Saturday, January 13th, 9 a.m. I'll purchase the coffee or whatever other drink you would prefer to have, tea, and you can ask me any questions you want. And then we have a Let's Taco About It this month, and our friend Ginger will be our guest. And if you're friends with her on Facebook, you saw that she and John proposed over this break. So that's super excited. We will touch on that topic for sure. So tune in for that. All right, then God Moments. I did this last year, and there's several of you that are watching right now that are already registered for this. This is a book that I've done studies on, I don't know, maybe the last 15, 20 years. I did it last spring. We did a 12-week session. This year it's going to be a 10-week session. And the reason, how does it fit in with scrapbooking? Well, you don't have to be a scrapbooker, so you can invite anyone to this if you feel like this is something for you. On my website, on DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com, there is some more information. You can also message me, text me if you want some more information. Basically focuses on Old Testament feasts and how they align with 5 different types of God moments and how to spot them in our lives. And then you can document them, and you can document them in a scrapbook or a journal or however you want. So there is an option if you participated last year and you just want to repeat, so you don't need the book or the workbook. There's a ticket for you. So I did limit it last year to 12. That seemed like a really good number. It was a small group, but we were able to really share. And since not everyone's able to attend every session, that worked out well. So for now, That's what I'm doing. We're going to keep it to 12. So I don't know. I think we're like a third full. And I will keep the registration open till the 29th. So you can miss one of the sessions and still hop in. So if you're thinking about that, definitely message me if you need more information. Then we'll have a Techie Tuesday, as we usually do once a month. And then I did have 2 cancellations. Oh, and you see I'm in my cheetah because it's going to be wild. St. Simon's, our theme is wild. So don't forget, ladies, if you're going, you need your animal prints. Bust those out and retreat to the river, St. Simon's Island, Georgia, on the Frederica River. This is a photo I took from right outside the scrapbooking room. It's a beautiful room. I already mentioned it, but now we have 2 spots. And this summer, 3 awesome retreats. We got Lakeland in June, Lakeland, Florida, Brevard, North Carolina in July, and then that segues right into Helen, Georgia in July. So you can actually go if you have the time and the ambition and the scrapbooking backlog for a week of scrapbooking. You can go from Brevard right to Helen and then come home. So join us. We got people signed up for all of them. Thank you if you're watching on YouTube. If you've subscribed to my YouTube channel, it is the best way to go watch videos that you have missed because I organize them in playlists. So if you're looking for Techie Tuesday, you can go straight there. If you're looking for card classes, you can go there. Project recipes, go there. So good stuff. All right. And as a reminder, if you're hanging out, watching, but you haven't said hello, make sure you say hello to get entered and make sure you're around for the drawing. So, because you do have to be present to win. All right, let's go. Let's get scrapping. So tonight's project recipes, sometimes I struggle and I'm struggling. I'm on the struggle bus. It's really hard for me sometimes to not want to change the project recipe. And I really do sometimes have to make myself be good and not try to alter the recipe whatsoever. So it kind of this bothered me that it was black on black. Like the cartridge, the border punch is on black. And then, the piece behind is on black, and so you lose part of and I've lost speaking of lose, I've lost a shoe, and I'm on a stool, and my floor is cold. Bear with me. Okay, found the shoe. Don't know how I lost it. All right, so this is what our project recipe is going to look like, and if you've not done one with me before, do not be alarmed. You'll notice this paper is not this paper. So this is the adventure. I think I put Adventure Awaits. I did. That's not the right name. It's Adventure Parks. There used to be a collection called Adventure Awaits. I will need to change that. I don't think I can change it now. I'm not even going to try, I don't think. That would probably be bad right in the middle of my live. Okay, so anyway, Adventure Parks. And I am going to use the Border Maker cartridge that was released with this collection, but I'm not using the paper because one of the things I aim to show you when I do these project recipes once a month is that you can save them and use them for whatever project you're working on. So tonight, actually, I've been for the last 3 years, every month, sometimes I don't, but most of the time I do pictures from a retreat. And so this is 2019. This is the first retreat to the mountains. And this is the white squirrel. So this is Brevard, North Carolina. We're finally getting to go back because we went in 2019 and then we were scheduled to return in 2020. And then we all know what happened in 2020. So July 2020, this was not happening. North Carolina was shut down still. And so we have not been able to return to the land of the white squirrels. That's what we all have on our shirts here. And we're finally going back. So I know these ladies anyway are very excited. We had some come down from Canada. So that was fun for that retreat because we were in North Carolina. It's a little closer for them than Florida. So anyway, I'm using this recipe, but I'm not using this paper. And I would love to see what you end up doing. I know some of you, like Kim said, she already had her her recipe printed and she was ready to go. So I don't know if she's doing the adventure parks or if she is doing like me and doing something completely different. But I would love for you guys to post whatever you do, whether it's you follow the recipe or not. Well, no, I mean like follow the recipe, but not, follow it. I mean, hey, if you're just doing whatever scrapbook, I still want to see that too. You don't have to do the recipe to share. I always want to see what you're doing. What am I saying? Now, I'm going to attempt to not, I think that's up as high as I can go. Excuse me while I try to fix this camera here. All right, that maybe is a little better. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is follow our cutting guide, and we're going to cut our papers like this. The instructions are sometimes good to read because they give you some tips. Okay, so for instance, you're going to use this whole paper and you're punching BMCs. So if you're not using this punch, you might have, some issues because they're thicker. So what it's saying here is to cut 4 border strips from the cardstock and then measure the remaining cardstock and use 12-inch trimmer to cut in 4 equal strips. Okay, so it says it can vary from 2 to 1 5/16. So depending on what you have, you might have a little wiggle room. That's what they're saying there. So it says approximately 1 15/16. Usually it doesn't give an approximate measurement, but just so you know, if this is your first time, why it's saying approximate. And that's because depending on which punch you use, if you're not using this one, that could vary. So this is our third one we're going to do, so we'll come back to that. But if you're ever unclear about what's happening, you can come down here to the instructions. So, I think most of us probably just try to wing it, and then we're like, wait, when something goes sideways, you're like, wait, did they tell me how to do that? Oh, maybe I'm just speaking for myself. So that's kind of what I do. But I think everything is pretty straightforward. When it says reverse, that just means you're going to use the other side of the paper. So when you're choosing papers, you want to make sure if the recipe calls for a reverse that you like both sides of the paper, or that both sides of the paper are going to work. And that isn't always true with, all of the papers in the world. So you do want to make sure that it is a paper you like. So let me move these pictures. We have a lot of colors going on here. So that was kind of came into my color choice. Now this picture right here was when Lori was on Let's Talk About It. We use this because it looks like my hands, and it looks like I have one little tiny hand and then one of my regular size hands. But I'm holding Lori's hand, and goodness, at the end of a 5-day retreat or 4-day retreat, that had us like crying with laughter. That picture just so tickled us. Okay, now I need to pick which piece I want to be where this yellow is. And so I think maybe this one, because it's got this fun green wood. I know, Lori, me too. And then it has these little trees too. So I do want to look and make sure, because whenever there's a pattern, I want to double check and make sure that I'm not going to have sideways trees. That nothing is worse than sideways trees, in my opinion, when you work so hard and then your paper's turned the wrong way. So if just to give myself options, I'm going to use this one. I'm going to turn it this way to cut it to the 8 1/4 first. And I had to double check myself because it says 7.5 by 8 1/4, but this one's also 8 1/4, so that's why I know it's the length. Also, usually they do, measurements are given width times length. So I'm going to use my handy dandy CM trimmer here, and I'm going to go out to 8 1/4, and the trimmer arm was resting on my cords, and that was scary because I almost just, my cords are super touchy. All right, so 8 1/4, and that is the first cut. Come on, work with me, paper. And then we're going to go to 4 1/2 and 7 1/2. And we're using the whole thing, and 4 1/2 and 7 1/2 is 12. So I just need to cut the 4 1/2, and then the 7 1/2 is done. Okay, so those two pieces are done. A and B are done. See that? A, B, done. And now we're going to cut 12 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 inch squares. Now we can do that because it's a square and we have trimmers and we can cut straight, or we can just use this. And that is what I will be doing. So from this piece that we cut off, we are going to cut with the square. This is the newest square punch. Even if you have other square punches, this is a different size. So if that old like behemoth thing where the things slipped in and out, that was a 2-inch square. And if you have those blue ones that we used to punch, you know, the 4, the bigger one, and then the smaller one, that was started at 1 1/2. So this is 1 3/4. So if you've been around for 25 years or so, then you can have all the sizes. So I am just going to cut, and I'm going to go, you know, I'm trying to go a little bit close to the, you know, previous punch, because you see the way there's not a lot of wiggle room there. And these punches are really nice to use upside down. And I like just made it with that one. And you see how I flip it over when I do that, and that's just so that the paper doesn't like get clogged. So I line it up using the bottom so I can see what I'm doing and where I'm cutting, and make sure that I'm actually cutting paper on all sides. And you can see how easy this punch is. It's such a nice punch. All right, so that is our garbage. I'm not going to attempt to save that. Oh, I missed. It was so close. Now my dog's going to eat that. She loves to eat paper. All right, so then our next paper. Oh, this is from the Pines. So this is an older paper pack. I say old, not, I don't know, the last couple years. But I thought it was perfect for this. And these project recipes are a great way to use up when you've got like bits and ends of, you know, paper packs, and that you haven't used. If you get like hung up at a retreat, and you can pull out your project recipes and pre-make some. Now the jury is out. Not everyone likes to do pages without pictures and have them just hanging around. What do you do with them? And we'll talk about it when we do Get Organized on next Friday, because if you have a lot of those, you should definitely organize them so that you can see them. Because a lot of times, you know, you just forget what you have, what you've already pre-made. All right, so back to the task at hand. So, oh, see, now I just said length and width, but this is the opposite way. This is 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. So they just threw me for a loop. Maybe that was just to test me. So, yeah. So we got to go 6 1/2 across. So I need to flip out my arm again here. Let's check it to see. There really isn't an up, down, left, right on this pattern. So I'm safe to just go to the 6 1/2. And then we'll go 2 4 1/2s, and then cut 12 pieces, or punch 12 squares. All right. So 4 1/2 times 2. Now this is a little scrap piece. I can add that over there. And then now I can punch. Now I've got lots of wiggle room here, so I definitely don't have to be as concerned as I was on the last one with, you know, my spacing, because that was a close shave. That one was. So this is, like I said at the beginning, this project recipe, one more. I was a little, I don't know, it has a lot going on with the squares and the things. Now I'm trimming this up. I could have gone down the other side, and then I would have, you know, could have trimmed on that side, but I just went ahead and did it. Let's start with a nice square. Hello, Jen and Tracy. Welcome in, everyone. Thanks for saying hi. That is how you get entered. So do make sure if you're watching and you haven't said hi in the comments that you do that. And then also make sure, if you haven't already, to go to DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com and register for Project Recipe, even though it's going on right now, so that you get the link for the recipe if you are a collector of recipes. All right, so first 2 pages are done, and now it's time to punch. So I decided to use this brown. Now we're going to punch the BMCs first, and then, just like the little instructions said, we are going to cut what's left over between 1 and 15/16 and 2 inches. All right. Well, hello. I'm so glad everyone's hopping on, finding their way here. So we are using the Border Maker system. We're going to flip out the little foot flap and open up the magnetic holder, close that in, and fold it back under. So that is just so that the right amount of paper is out. Then we've got our punch that we're going to use. It just came out last month. And then we're going to line up this notch on the front with this notch here. And we're going to punch and slide. Punch and slide. And we're going to do this 4 times. Now, this is one of the great, so Creative Memories, you know, like, they definitely take feedback and they learn things and change things. So the awesome thing about this punch is it leaves you a straight edge so that you don't have to trim in between punches. Now, some of our older punches, that is not true, but with this one, it is. So that's such a huge time saver. I know it doesn't seem like it, but when you have to do 4 of these, if you have to take time and take it out and straighten up the edge, and then put it back in the guide. It all takes time. All right. And when I did use this last time, we talked about the punch poop, but this punch has some great punch poop. And let's see. So we need 2 more. So there's really minimal waste with this Border Maker cartridge. We're talking, we got this little tiny little piece, and then of course the punch poop. But it's a great punch, and it's one of those punches. So it came out with the Adventure Parks. I almost called it Adventure Weights again. Adventure Parks kit, but it's with the heart and the camera. I mean, any family reunion, I mean, any scrapbooking event, anything where there's people you love and a camera is perfect. I mean, really, I can't think of it. I mean, you're not normally taking pictures of people you don't love. So, okay, even if you're like taking pictures of birds, You probably taken pictures of birds because you love them, you know? And so it will work. So if that's not on your part of your collection, oh, see? Y'all, I'm digging through the trash now. Because just when I threw away the punch poop, I realized I forgot my garbage, so I got up to throw away all that punch poop, and then I realized, no, I kind of wanted those hearts because I like to use them as scatter on the page, especially in something like this. Like, I love our scrapbooking kit collection, Scrap Happy, but it definitely wouldn't go with the color scheme of this page. And so, but like just putting these little hearts. So I'm glad I dug those out of the trash real quick. And thankfully the trash out here in my workshop is just scrapbook paper. So no banana peels or coffee grinds. Okay. So now we just have to cut the strips and then we can assemble. That's one thing. I mean, all this talking I do, doing these project recipes, and I find them super fun and fast. Let me just measure this real quick. So we are not going to get to 8 inches here. So I'm hoping we're going to get to 1 15/16. So it's 1 3. It looks like we're just going to make it. Okay, so 1 15/16 is the one tiniest line right before the 2. So 1. Now, this project recipe is also, trying to just use these 3 papers, right? So the reality is we all, if you're watching this, chances are you have a large quantity of paper at your disposal. And one of the things that was like, kind of had me feeling some kind of, yeah, this is perfect, is... well, thankfully our tools are really safe, Wanda, so I can talk and scrap and not worry about cutting myself. Forgetting what I was saying, that's something completely different. What was I going to say? Oh, one of the things about this I already mentioned is like in the recipe that you're using the cardstock and then you're using the same color over the squares. And because then where they touch, you kind of lose some of it. So what I was saying was we all have tons of paper. Part of me just wanted to do these out of a completely different color, like green. And depending on how it looks, give yourself permission to off-road with the recipe whenever you feel necessary. I mean, I've got some green, I got some green cardstock sitting right next to me. So I may have to be prepared for the pivot. And that's okay. So I'm going to take these one at a time here, piece them together. So now we're going to work. We already did our cutting guide. Now we're going to go here. And I need the small sheet of paper. And I need 2 of these. And 2 of these. And I need 12. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, not that, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and that all goes to the other page. And I definitely need some repositionable tape for this because that's going to save me a ton of time to just go right down that and be done. And all right, so first thing I'm going to do is put on, kind of lay that there. Now, interestingly enough, do these overlap or do they go right up against each other? Looks like there is the slightest bit of overlap, which is good because that would kind of bug me if there was a gap. Oh, unfortunately, it's kind of hard for you to see with that light green on there. So I'm gonna put the brown on first, and then I'm gonna put this one. So since I'm doing Brevard pictures, when I printed it, when I was going through the pictures to print, I forgot my son was there and he was running because that's where his cross country camp was when he was in high school, and that's how I discovered. Ooh, what side do I want to use? I think I want to use this side. I think I want to use this wood side. And I think most of you know, if you've been watching for a while or if you attend my events, that my son is a runner. He texted me yesterday that this year he ran, or not this year, last year he ran 3,800 miles. And so when the kids were younger, we drove Route 66 and we started in Florida. And of course, Route 66 starts in Chicago. So we had to drive from Florida to Chicago and then Chicago to LA. And then, of course, we had to drive home. So I quick got out my phone because I was like, gosh, how many miles is that? And so I said, Hayden, you ran from our house in Florida all the way to the Navy Pier in Chicago and then all the way to the Santa Monica Pier. And then you started home because that was only like, I don't know, 32 or 3,500. And then, that was still not long enough. How long did that trip take? Well, we left, I forget where we overnighted on the way up to Chicago because we did not do that in one trip. But we ended up in Chicago on Labor Day weekend on my husband's birthday. And then we were home by the middle of September. This is about 2 weeks. And for the Route 66 part, we did not, we didn't go on the highways. We actually stayed on Route 66. And that was a great trip. My favorite part of that trip was like the Arizona part. It was really pretty. Okay. All right. So I want to make sure that these grains match up because that is going to bug me. Yeah, it was great. There's an app, and so we downloaded the app so it would tell you about all the sites, and that's what I did when I did my scrapbook. I should bring it sometime, Deb, and you can look at my scrapbook if you haven't already. It's a digital book. But we took a little side detour up to the Grand Canyon when we went through Arizona. But we just saw it, look, there's the Grand Canyon, and then it got dark, and then we had dinner, and that was it. But it was a great trip. But anyway, so yeah, Aiden ran from Florida all of Route 66 last year. But when you say it like that, when it takes you 2 weeks to drive, and you're like, yeah, he ran it, and it took him all year, but still, it's amazing. And you're right, Jen, that's a lot of shoes. And thankfully, because he's a college runner, I do not have to foot that bill anymore. Foot that bill. That's hysterical. I can't see what I'm doing. Here we go. All right. So this one goes like this. This does overlap over here. And then we have to lay out all of the little squares. So maybe you noticed there's 4 different patterns, and that's because we're going to use all sides of the paper. So I was just looking really quick. You can't see it. So we just want to play. I don't like that one next to that because it's the same pattern as the paper. And I'm just totally randomly laying these out, trying not to. Okay, we need 2 of those. That's it. These little branches, because my brain always goes ocean by default. Wait a second. Why do I have so many of these? Is that right? This is going to be the hardest part of the night. I know, I guess I don't want that to start on the same. That's a little too close to that. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to put these down. And see, this is what I was talking about. Once I put it down, can you see it okay? I just feel like you lose it into that background. I don't know. We're going to play. And I kind of wish it was 2 inches so that the spacing was exact. So those are the things that this is the way I'm feeling about this project recipe. Like I said, it's completely okay, especially if you're just watching this and you're like, oh, I want to do this recipe. But yeah, Tara's right. I think I'm going to just dig into my stack of stuff and not worry about the whole 1 15/16 thing. And I'm going to just cut, 4 strips 2 inches each out of a different color so that I don't lose my my punched piece. Because it does kind of have like a film strip kind of a feel to it. Oh boy, I didn't bring my little tool, but I don't love the way you lose it. You know what I'm saying, right? I mean, I almost feel like not having it on there. But anyway, there it is. Ooh, do I want to leave the print up? That paper is so pretty. But anyway, so this is going to take the longest of anything that you do on this page, is putting these little squares on. There's just no fast way to do it. I'm always trying to think of shirts that we need to have. And I found an old design that I had done but had never made that said done is better than perfect. And that is something you've heard me say. And and you may say. And with squares and things like that, I definitely feel like done is better than perfect. I know there's some people out there that just have to have it completely straight. So what do you think? Do they get lost? What's your opinion? Oh, see, I thought so. It's coming. It's coming to them. I did make shirts for St. Simon's too. They're super cute. They are yet to be revealed. Oh, now I got to do this all over again. And I hate when I don't like things to be like matchy, like the patterns and stuff. That I do have an issue with. But it's a personal problem. All right. All right. That I feel like was much easier. I don't know why. We almost had some sideways trees. All right. We are almost ready for pictures. Oh, thanks, Kathleen. Appreciate that. I do like it. Maybe it's just the picture, or maybe it's the primary, not primary colors, but the red and the black and the white. Maybe it was just getting lost on the printout. My mom, she doesn't like jazz music. She says it makes her jumbly inside. And we always used to laugh about that. But now I notice, now that's like a thing in our family when things make you jumbly inside. And I think, we can all identify with that feeling. It just doesn't sit right. It makes you kind of, I don't know, maybe not everyone can identify with that. But like, I don't know, makes you kind of anxious. 2 leaves, too similar at the bottom. Oh, good eye, Kim. Thank you. I'm going to throw one of these up to the top. See, that would make, it's going to make him jumbly inside. And I had not noticed it yet. But do you have things that make you feel jumbly inside? Like for my mom, it's jazz music. So I can't, something just yesterday. Like a certain noise. I think like nails on a chalkboard. Like that feeling that you get that's like, ah, when you hear something. But sometimes I think it can be visual too. You can see something that just doesn't sit right. The news. Yes, the news can make you jumbly inside. For sure. But like too many prints. Like when I see a project recipe or something with too many prints, I feel like that makes me jumbly inside. We are in the home stretch now, everybody. And it's just nearly 8. Gosh, I had so many announcements. So if you're watching, but you missed the announcements at the beginning, you're going to want to go back and look at that, especially if you missed all of my different events that got advertised yesterday on Facebook. Well, they weren't advertised, but I created them. And so then, they were all over my Facebook page. So I kind of went into detail and talked about them if you missed the beginning. So go back and watch that so you know what's up, especially if you're attending Jumpstart January. We did have an issue this week where somebody bought a shirt. They thought they were registered, but they weren't. They weren't registered, and it's full. So now they're on the waiting list. So it's good to know that too. You can check if you log into the website. If you create an account on my website, you can log in and find out what you're registered for. Okay, so this is something we did. You guys, if you've been on my retreats, my tagline is memories saved, memories made. And Deb, yes, that can do it too. And so I do, we have stretch breaks for sure. And because I just feel like when you go to cool places, you need to be able to you want to be able to see where you are. Okay, so we went to this place called Pretty Place, and it's up on a mountain, and it was a little bit of a drive, and we had to get there for sunrise. So this is Debbie Keith taking a picture of the sunrise. And I love to take pictures of you guys taking pictures at retreats. So there's a little white squirrel, and there's Everybody taking pictures of the white squirrel. That just cracks me up. That's one of my favorite things to do, is take pictures of you guys taking pictures. And so you might see that a lot. But anyway, this was so beautiful. I wanted to make sure that I added it in. That was an amazing experience to behold. Now, I want to put this picture in of Lori and Amy and the white squirrel, but I might have to circle this. I don't know what I'm going to do here. This, we've got heads cut off on that one. Maybe I won't do. Well, then I feel like I have to do this. This is such a fun picture, though, but it is a little blurry. Or maybe we'll do that. We did do a little stretch break to a waterfall. And I mean, like it wasn't like we hiked it. It was an easy little trip. And the mountain ones tend to be, oh, thank you. Thank you, Beth. The mountain retreats, because it's, it's a hike from Florida. They tend to be smaller, and, we had some people come down from Canada, Trish, and some of her scrappy ladies. I think I want to do this bigger one. It's darker, hard to say. Gonna go this way. But they tend to be smaller. Like St. Simon's has 60. There's gonna be 60 ladies. Well, of course, this was 2019, but there's 3, 6, 9. There's 10. So they're a little more intimate experience. So if you like a smaller retreat, a smaller group, the mountains, and of course we have Helen, and we have Brevard this year. And goodness, I love this picture. All right, so these have to get trimmed down to 3.5 by 3.5. Oh no, I don't want to lose any part of this squirrel. I might have to go 3 3/4, because I cannot lose his little tail. And that works. Plus, I'm going to have to lose part of Amy and Lori here. I'm going to take a little off of Amy's. Lori's she's already missing so much of hers. Okay. And we had a little stretch break in downtown Brevard, too. All right. So yeah, so this is really timely that we're ended up scrapbooking this one, because we're gonna finally get to go see the white squirrels again. We didn't, there's a bunch of them. They live on the campus of the Brevard College, and you can pretty much in the summer drive by and just see them running around in the yard. So then here comes the whole car of scrapbookers, and we unload, and I'm sure all the locals are like, yeah, we have white squirrels. But obviously it's a touristy thing. They've got big statues of them downtown. So they're a little used to it. All right, so that is our page. And of course I have to come back and do my title, the date, and the journaling about all the things. I didn't even get a waterfall picture on here, but of course we went to a pretty place. Oh, and I didn't get ice cream pictures on here. There's a little ice cream place very near the hotel, though we didn't walk, but like a half mile, and called Dolly's, right at the start of the Pisgah National Forest. But these little hearts will be great little additions down here in the corner. I'm just going to put these 2, and then I'll do the drawing, promise. Just want to add these really quick. So if you're new here and you want some more information about retreats, you can go to memorymaniacs.com. That brings you right to my retreat page on my website. And you can get some more information. All right, so that's Brevard, and that's our Adventure Parks project recipe. Oh, thanks everyone. I just saw the comments. I'm glad you like it. All right, let me switch back over here and see how disheveled I look after that. Oh, not too bad. Oh, where's the light? Here it is. And let's do our quick drawing. Well, thanks everyone for being on here tonight. I know, Kim. I am glad. Oh, hi, Katie. Thanks. I didn't mean to make your. I don't even know how I did that. Stacy, I need to phone a friend. Okay. Yes, Kim. I went digging looking for some because I did the whole card kits out of them. I might have to pull them out of if I still have an October card kit. Oh no, they're not from this year. They're from 20. Anyway, they were on sale like last week. And then they I really should have bought some for next year to give at the retreat, because I even on one of my cards, I turned the squirrel backwards. There was like a blue squirrel and I turned him backwards and made him white. And I needed him for this. So anyway, yes, Kim, thank you. I'm on a hunt. It was Croptoberfest. Yep, from 2022. All right, let's see who our lucky winner is. Thanks for saying hi. Fun to see some folks on here watching from YouTube as well. Just as a side note, because a couple weeks ago, someone from YouTube won. And I can't like message you like I can on Facebook. So if you're watching on YouTube and you win, you need to reach out to me through Daytona Area Scrapbooking. So I have your email address and I can, send you your CM credits. So like a couple weeks ago on the comments on YouTube, I'm like, hello, I forget the name of the winner. Please contact me so I can get you your winner. So unfortunately, it's not as easy as it is on Facebook. I can't message you through there. So you reach out to me. All right. What am I doing? I'm doing this. I lay awake at night thinking, I never gave that woman her CM credits. So, all righty. Let's see who our lucky winner is tonight. And it's Kathleen from YouTube. I think, Kathleen, have you won before? Are you still on? Oh, you're on Facebook too. Okay, so that's good. I can reach out to you. But Kathleen, are you still on? It's the first live of the year. Hopefully Kathleen's still on. I would hate to have to draw again. Kathleen, are you there? Make yourself known if you are. I know there's a delay, and I know sometimes people get busy, and she might have had to jump off right at 8. I don't know. All right, so don't leave, everyone, because I'm going to draw again. Kathleen's not here. Oh, she is. All right, well then I already did the wheel, so we're going to have 2 winners tonight. And the second winner, Stacy. All right, so Kathleen and Stacy. And I know how to get in touch with Stacy. All right, so thank you so much for oh, no problem, Kathleen. All righty, Kathleen and Stacy, our first 2 winners of the year. Congratulations. And if you are local and you're available Saturday afternoon and you want to come have ice cream for us, I think there's a couple more tickets left to make the pages. It's a 2-page spread, and you get a simple sleeve, and you get an ice cream or a drink. So come on down on Sunday. If not, I will see you next Tuesday here for tool time, where I'll have the tools that just got released today. We're going to have fun with those and play in the punch poop like we always do. All right. Thanks everyone for watching. And until I see you again, stay scrappy, my friends. Bye-bye.